la la. Witchcraft. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Valentine and welcome. Really quickly, I just wanted to add here that I am not saying you need any of these tools to do witchcraft or to practice. This is just a fun video and honestly a love letter to the witch's moon. Today, I am going to be talking to you about a witchcraft subscription box called The Witch's Moon. And this is not an ad. This is not sponsored in any way. However, I'm going to come across like an ad because I'm so obsessed with this box and I'm obsessed with the company. And most of all, I am obsessed with the ritual tools that sometimes come in boxes, depending on the box. So if you do not know who The Witch's Moon is, they are a subscription witchcraft box service, so it's like a blind box kind of thing. Send out a monthly newsletter that gives small blurbs to their 3 boxes, actually 4 boxes that they offer. They have a jewelry subscription box called the Witch's Bounty, where typically it's a pendant, either a crystal or multiple crystals embedded onto the pendant. You get like a grimoire sheet of art from a real artist, not AI, which I greatly appreciate. You get like candles, you get all sorts of stuff. It's a sterling silver piece. I have a couple of their pieces that I'll go ahead and show you guys. The Witch's Bounty, I do feel like it's a luxury, and I typically tend to get the Witch's Bounty around my birthday. And also, you know, around October, I kind of go a little hard, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I try to get like a couple of their boxes during Samhain because they have some of the best Samhain and Yule themes that I get like really excited about. I think I'm on like year 3 of getting a Samhain box, and I am not at all disappointed. I will go through with some of my favorite tools that the Witch's Moon has provided me and my practice because I am obsessed. And a lot of YouTubers, I see you guys, I see you witchy YouTubers out there that clearly subscribe to the Witch's Moon boxes, and I am like, oh my god, like why aren't you promoting them more? I appreciate what they're doing, and I think that they have some really, really cool magical tools every once in a while that are like hidden treasures. And then they have the middle tier is what I typically call it, which is a $55 subscription box, and this one comes with like grimoire pages, a full beeswax candle that's usually consecrated, anointed, and dressed for you at times, an oil or a spray, either a bath salt or you get like a tea, and then there's like the meat and potatoes of the box, some type of ritual tool. Sometimes it's like limited edition hardcover versions of books that aren't released in hardcover, which I appreciate as a hardcover kind of gal. I appreciate it. Every single time I get one of these boxes, I restock herbs, and sometimes they will repeat herbs, and I think that's great. I mean, because I'm using them, right? So I just get to refill my little jars. I'm like looking over at them. The candles, oh my god. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm a huge fan of the Witch's Moon box. They also have the, I don't know, I think I'll have to look it up. I think it's like $35 a month, and that's the Witch's Roots box, and it's basically like a miniature version of this. It typically comes with either an oil, a spray, a smaller main piece, grimoire pages, a smaller candle, like half the size of this box candle, which is still, you don't need a big ass candle. My mom was a huge fan of the Witch's Roots box, the smaller guy. She was never disappointed. I will say occasionally, not that I've been disappointed, but I've gotten things in pantheons that I don't work with. I've gotten some Kali, and I very much respect Kali, but I don't work with Kali, so I felt a little bit weird about that. And I still burned the candle in her honor anyways, but now I've got this like beautiful lush oil for Kali, and I'm just like, what do I do with that? Because I don't work with her. I'd say most of the time they tend to be broad, like cleansing or protection or abundance or harvest or love. And those are things that you can work with in whatever way you want to work with it. I mentioned this later on, but the Witch's Moon, if they have leftover boxes from the subscription service, they will put them on the website for sale. So you don't have to be subscribed to be able to buy a box. But again, it's only if they have leftovers. This is going to come across like an ad because I want to talk about all the reasons why I fucking love this box. I heard a little jingle in there. Okay, so reason number 1, I think this is a great subscription box for people who are new to their craft and old to their craft. And here are my reasons why. I can see someone who might not live in a place like me where I have multiple witchcraft stores, or someone who's not as comfortable shopping at multiple witchcraft stores. There are people who are newer in their practice and older in their practice who do not feel comfortable being out in the open. And honestly, I can totally understand why. I've been getting some hate comments, you guys, that are like unreal. It's been wild. So I understand being guarded, unfortunately. And the Witch's Moon, when they ship you the box, they ship it inconspicuously. It doesn't say like witchcraft on the box. I actually really appreciate that they did consider that for anybody wishing to be discreet. I think this is a great way to grow an apothecary, grow candles, and also tools. Honestly, my apothecary collection of herbs has grown so abundant since being a part. Also my oils, oh my god, and I do not do a single spell now in my practice without incorporating an oil or spray from the Witch's Moon. I have so much more supplies and tools to my practice that I actually use. I wanted to make this video. I genuinely wanted to make this video because me, a pretty seasoned fucking witch, okay? Like I've been around for a hot minute. Even I didn't have this like crazy amount of magical ingredients. I had tools, but I didn't really have ingredients. And I feel like this has allowed me to work with what I have thanks to what I'm getting in the box, if that makes sense. So I'm not sitting there like, I need agrimony, right? And I go out and I buy a bunch of that and then I don't know what to do with what's left. I've been growing my apothecary collection and looking at what I have and being like, okay, this is conducive towards this and this is what I'm trying, right? Like I can pick and choose from what I already have. Also, for seasoned witches like myself who've been around for a while, and this is very much my personal story, you might have a completely different experience than me, but I have found that over the years I have really slowed down on the amount of spells that I cast. I'm not casting as much as I used to. Not that there's a reason for it. I think my practice has delved more into like, not so much like energy that I'm putting out, very much receptive energy. So this is a side story that ties into what I'm trying to say. My mom, I know I can't go a video without bringing her up, but I can't help it. My mom was so interwoven into me. My mom and I, when she first moved in with me, again, I did not know what was going to happen between us. I was like, oh my god, like we either get along or we really don't get along. So, and quickly we discovered that our craft, our practice is a way for us to bond. Our witchcraft practice was how we healed. We were basically in a coven just between my mother and I. One of the things that we began loving to do and like looking forward to do was watch people on YouTube open the Witch's Moon boxes. We just really looked forward to it. We would make our tea or our coffee. We would watch a bunch of witches opening up these boxes, and that turned into us deciding to subscribe. I was subscribed to the Witch's Moon and my mom was subscribed to the Witch's Roots. I remember like there'd be times where I'd be like, oh my god, I should have gotten the Witch's Roots, like it's so good. And she'd be like, oh, I should have gotten the Witch's Moon. And sometimes we would both get it and then we would get to like compare what each other got. I know the Witch's Moon, like everything is a blind box and you get what you get, and I believe that you get what you get for a reason. I believe that. Sometimes we would get the same boxes and so we could compare what each other got, specifically the crystals, because I swear the Witch's Moon, you guys, the team at the Witch's Moon, they just never failed. My mom would get like the most gorgeous crystal. It'd be like full of rainbows and like just like the most beautiful one, and sometimes I would get like a really rough, like it's been through some shit kind of crystal. And my mom's looks like glorious and pristine, and we would laugh and laugh and laugh so much. Anyways, all of that to say, while my mom and I were doing this, we found ourselves practicing spellcraft again so much more, and it's just been nice. It's just a nice refresh. And lastly, really quick before I open the box, I do want to say to the Witch's Moon, if you guys ever watch this, I'm so grateful. I'm going to talk about my mom in the capacity of her passing, so if you don't want to watch this part, just fast forward ahead to the box opening. But while my mom was in hospice, we were still getting the Witch's Moon Moon subscriptions to the house, there were so many blind boxes that correlated to what my mom was going through or ideas that I'd had. Cord cuttings, refreshing, cleansing, healing. So much of their products, so much of their ingredients, their tools, their magical items, I was able to incorporate in a lot of the rituals and ceremonies that I conducted as a death doula and midwife for my mom during her time in hospice. I have memories now thanks to your products, which is wild. I never thought this box could do something like that. You guys might not understand, but like, it just provided a lot of peace and it provided a lot of comfort, a sense of familiarity when things were really unstable. It gets even more in depth than that, but I'm not trying to cry again on my channel. I feel like you guys see me cry on every video. I'm doing better. Anyways, with all that said, I want to get into this Witch's Moon box. I did reach out to the Witch's Moon for this box in particular because I was going to subscribe to get it, and then I like overthought it and was like, I don't know, because the theme was protection, and that is exactly what I have been working with a lot right now. I've been working a lot with home protection and warding. That's been like a big thing. And so when I saw other people open this box, I was like, oh my fucking God, that would have been perfect for me. So let's go ahead and open it. It's just this little flap right here. And voila! Okay, so if you have not seen this before, they've recently started including a letter from the actual company and the team themselves, which fucking love them. In every box, you get a cheat sheet. So the cheat sheet tells you at the top the title for this month's box. It is the Protected Pathway Collection. So usually it's about 2 pages of information. They also provide a blank piece of parchment for you to use in your spellcraft or in your grimoire. In every box, you get an oracle card or tarot card that has been intuitively picked for you. This could not be more my energy. Okay, so this is the back of the card. It's a woman with an owl and a crow. And I got number 12, which is a 3. Charcoal. Current challenges are a purposeful catalyst for the manifestation of your most meaningful and heartfelt aspirations. Your healing journey into power will move you through the depths of your darkness and the ecstasy of your light as you shed resistance, realize your capabilities, and embrace your life with a fearless heart. You are overcoming negativity and readying yourself to express your full potential. Secret blessings are being bestowed. It's so fucking spot on, you guys, which is why I love divination so much. I tend to put the oracle cards that are intuitively put into my box on my altar, and I'll sit with it for a little bit. Sometimes I'll journal about it. Typically something that I keep at the forefront because I do feel like whatever message I get was meant for me. All right, here is a satyr square. Because I've seen other people open this box, I know this satyr square exactly is a print of one of the founders of the Witch's Moon. They created this many years ago and they have it hanging above their door for protection to their home, and they have made a copy and included it on sturdy cardstock for us to have in our homes for protection. If you do not know what the satyr square is, it is like the oldest puzzle in the world. There's a lot of arguments as to what this actually is. It was very popular during the medieval Christian times. A lot of Christians used this. A lot of Jewish people used this as a form of protection. The Jewish version is reversed. It starts with Rhodas, but there's also been satyr squares found in ancient Rome, but it's very confusing as to where it actually came from. Satyr is to sow, or like the seeder, or like progenitor, right? The person who's doing the seeding. Arapo is made up, they believe, to make this square work. Arapo was kind of like a placeholder. It'd be like if Valentine was there, like if my name happened to spell out the other words. Tenet is like to possess. Opera is like effort, and rotus is the wheel. The sower Arapo operates the wheel with care, or like holds the wheel with care, or directs the wheel with care. However, there's a Greek way that a scholar has read it, where it's like to sow, the sower is the one who reaps. basically. So either way, it's either saying like you're in charge of your ship, you're in charge of your destiny, or you're in control of the wheel, or it's whatever you put forth, you receive back. So there's a couple of ways to interpret this, the satyr square, but overall it's seen very much as a protective amulet. And then next we have Cardia, which is a Roman goddess. This is one of their grimoire pages. Every box will include a grimoire page. Some of them are different sizes. Some of them are larger, like this one. Some of them are smaller. It's on very sturdy cardstock. Cardia, she is a Roman goddess of doorways. She's like a guardian at the gate, kind of like Hekate. So she would be someone, if you work within that pantheon, or if you have a paradigm where you would work with her, she would be great and excellent to work with for warding, protection over doors, and overseeing what comes through. Next, we have a grimoire page on warding itself, and it talks about the varieties of wards, the methods of construction for wards, activating and anchoring your ward, and caring for and renewing of your ward. My mom and I were always a huge fan of the artist. I think it is it Ibis? A.E. Ibis? I don't know. I'll have to see. In the cheat sheet, it tells you. Or maybe it's Alden. In the cheat sheet, it'll tell me who. Okay, so let's see. What is this? Warding Herbal Blend. So see, this is what I'm talking about. This is a blend. I feel like I see pods of some kind. I'm thinking cardamom pods. But this is a warding blend. And this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm practicing. This is what I'm working towards, is protection right now. It comes with all this stuff. And I reuse, if you guys watched my Valentine's Day box, I reused so much stuff from the Witch's Moon to do those boxes. Witch's Fortress. Oh, another herbal blend. Sometimes they give you herbal blends, sometimes they give you just straight herbs. And then this is Threshold Powder. I am so excited to work with this box. I think this box will provide the exact tools and methodology that I am wanting to be able to fully protect my house. Oh, okay. And so let's see, here's like a little container, and inside is an oil. It's a Cardia oil, so it's for calling in this goddess in particular. Let's go ahead and smell that. Oh, that smells nice. I am the worst at describing smells. You guys, I have a horrible sense of smell, so I have no idea, but it smells good. I like it. Okay, oh, let's see, what's this? Okay, this looks like an evil eye bracelet. And then these little sachets tend to have like crystals or something inside. A pyrite, which I love working with pyrite so much, especially chalcopyrite. Oh man, this is a pretty piece. Handmade natural frankincense incense. Ooh. Okay, so this is like the chunky kind, like the herbs. Oh man, that smells really good. And then here is a spell candle, protector of the home. I believe that's it, minus the main piece. Here's something inside this little box. Open it up. So excited. So witch bells are something that you can hang on your door for protection. They're extremely powerful, extremely magical. I love witches' bells so much. Every piece was crafted with intent for protection, down to the crystals included, the bells included, the lace included. Everything has the intent and the spell of casting protection in your home. I'm in love with it, you guys. I will probably add something of my own to this piece and weave my own intentionality into the magic that they've provided for me. And that's what I love about the Witch's Moon. That's what I love about their products, is that I am able to work with the energies that they've put forward and craft something very specific for me. And I'm just so fucking excited. I'm so grateful. If the Witch's Moon ever watches this, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being willing to ship this out. And that's the thing too, I don't know if I talked about it, but if they have any extra boxes that weren't bought up during the subscriptions, they'll place them on the website for sale. There's a couple of pieces actually that I'm about to show you guys that are up for sale right now. So thank you so much to the Witch's Moon for letting me purchase this. And lastly, before I let you guys go, I just wanted to showcase some of the ritual tools that I've been able to acquire thanks to the Witch's Moon that are specifically from the Witch's Moon. Like they have either like paid an artist to craft these, or they're working with someone in particular to craft something specific for them. These are Witch's Moon exclusive items, which I am someone who's very much a collector, so I enjoy anything that's an exclusive item. But also these pieces are fucking gorgeous, you guys. So let's go ahead and look at some of my favorite pieces. I'm not going to showcase all of them. I'm just going to showcase some of my favorites. So the first thing I want to showcase is this spray. I have a crap ton of their sprays and their oils. Honestly, I probably have like 30 oils at this point because I also acquired my mom's. While none of these things are necessary to do witchcraft, I do find that oils and sprays for me in particular really help me get into that headspace of the spell work that I'm crafting. In some of the boxes, you will also get a bath salt. These bath salts will be imbued with an intention like Gentle Priestess. Inside the salt will be some herbs. Usually it's listed on the cheat sheet what herbs are used, and some oils. I cannot take baths, not with any additives in it. I'm very sensitive to that, but I do use the salts and the herbs and the intentions to add to my craft by putting it inside of these candle holders that also came with the Witch's Moon. I have about 3 of these stone candle holders at this point, and this first one, the volcanic rock one, is one of my favorites. It's a very porous stone, and you can feed the stone with your ingredients and your magical intentions. I also like the width of these candle holders. It allows their thicker beeswax candles to be held comfortably. This is just a cute ass gold tray with little feet. If you know me, I fucking love claw feet. I think this came with their Samhain collection. I can't remember. Here is a little finger labyrinth. It is used to trace, and it's seen to help you enter a trance state. It's seen to help you enter and leave the trance state, I should say. I don't remember which box this came with, but I do think it's available on their website right now. This is one that I got a lot of comments on when I featured it in my Valentine's Day video. This is a witch's bell. The Witch's Moon sometimes will have these large, heavy, amazing, hardcore constructed, badass witches tools that I think are true hidden gems, and the bell is one of them. This cauldron of Hekate is another one. I fucking love this. I have 2 of them. I have my mom's and this one. It's available online if you are interested in it. I have several pieces on my Hekate altar that are from the Witch's Moon that I just love so much, and they have permanent homes on my Hekate altar. Here are some of my favorite pendants. These are all bought from the Witch's Bounty subscription. They all come with grimoire sheets that usually talk about the stone or maybe the goddess that they were made after or in honor of. And honestly, I just really like them. They're all very unique. Like I said, I do think that they're very much a luxury. And sometimes when they have an overabundance of the pendant, they will feature it for sale on their website. However, if you are going to buy the pendant alone, the pendants are usually much more expensive than if you were to buy the box in its entirety. All right, you guys, that is everything. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And I hope it didn't feel too much like an ad. I just genuinely believe in this company. And I feel like if you have the funds, and if this is something that you have been looking at, like maybe other witchy subscription boxes, I personally highly recommend the Witch's Moon. All right, you guys, I will see you all later. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.